Hi everyone. I hope you can see me and hear me. If you can, please let me know in the chat so I know I'm not just talking to myself. Welcome everyone to Free Spirit Guides reading with me. My name is Yamile Yemoonyah and I'm a spirit guide medium, which means I can connect people with their spirit guides because I can clairvoyantly see them and communicate with them. You can find my website at spiritguides.co. That's spiritguides.co. So you can go there, check it out. You can also book a one-on-one reading with me there. You can just click the green book a reading now button, and yeah, in the one-on-one reading, it's 1 hour, and I can go deeper into who your spirit guide is and what message they have for you. But right now we're doing free readings, like free mini readings. Also, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, then please go to the link in the description, like below or above the video, to come here over to Crowdcast so you can get a reading, because I can't watch all social networks at the same time. So if you want a mini reading, come on over to Crowdcast. The link is in the description. All right, awesome. So now let me know where everyone is from. I love to see how many different continents we got together here. Let's see. We definitely have Hiro from Japan. Thank you, Hiro, for helping out. We have Melanie from New York City. Yay, New York City. I haven't been in such a long time. I love the city. We have, let's see, Tisha. Oh, she's been before, I think, but I forget where you're from. Let me know. We have Kiki from New York. We have Shantavia from Georgia. We have Terry from London. Diamond from Alabama. Awesome. Lots of US peeps today. Not so many other people. Well, let's see. Maybe we'll get some more. Guys, anyone who's not from the States, let me know. We need some more continents here. All right, so while you guys type in the chat, welcome everyone again. Also, again, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, come over to Crowdcast. So the description, the link is in the description. All right, so if you have any tech issues, please reload the page. That usually solves the problem. And in the meantime, also, before I get started with the mini readings, here are a few things that you need to know. First of all, I have my very own definition of spirit guides. You probably have heard about spirit guides, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But everyone has their own definition, and so do I. My definition is the following. Any kind of being that lives in the higher realms and is connected to us in unconditional love and wants to help us on our spiritual path or day-to-day life is a spirit guide. So that includes angels, it includes ancestor spirits, so anyone who went before us. Could be a relative, could be someone who just wants to help you because they have similar interests as you have. It can be a nature being, which would include fairies, elves, gnomes, etc. Then my definition also includes star beings, otherwise known as aliens. But aliens sounds creepy because we all watch too many scary Hollywood movies and think it's real. So I call them star beings because it sounds nicer. Then my definition also includes ascended masters who were once human beings who lived on Earth but left the reincarnation cycle. It includes gods and goddesses from all over the globe. And it includes power animals, otherwise known as spirit animals or totem animals. So any of these can come through for you if I do a reading for you. What you also need to know is they show themselves in a way that makes sense to us as humans. They're really what can be described as an energy frequency, and you can feel that energy frequency. You can feel it physically when they're close to you. It feels a little bit like when you turn up the music really loud and you feel the bass, physically, it's a little bit like that. But because most humans have a hard time relating and talking to an energy frequency, they show themselves in a way that makes sense to us. So for example, they show themselves with black hair and brown eyes and glasses. Or they show themselves as a tiger or something like that. Then also the same goes for names. Like they don't really have names. They have an energy frequency, and like every being has a little bit of a different energy frequency, and you can feel that. However, again, we're humans. We have a hard time minds around that, and so they give us names sometimes to make it easier for us. If they don't give you a name, don't worry, you don't need it to talk to them. If you really insist on having a name and they don't give you one, then pick one, and just like you would with your kids, you just pick the name for them. You can just do the same thing for spirit guides. However, like if they give me a name for you, I will tell you. If they don't give you a name, don't worry. It's not because you don't have any spirit guides, or they don't love you, or they don't want to help you. They have their own reasons for sometimes not giving one. Then also what you need to know is, even if you know one of your guides, it might be others coming through. Why is that? Because if you know your guide, you can just talk to them. You don't need me as the person that goes in the middle to do it. So usually it's new guides, but sometimes it will be one that you already know because they want to give you some extra confirmation. Also, you don't just have one guide, you have a whole team of guides. So if someone else told you about like an angel that's around you, and then someone else told you about an ancestor, and I tell you about a nature spirit, that doesn't mean we're all wrong. It just means that you have like different spirit guides, and different spirit guides want to talk to you at different times. Also, and this is very important, you will get the message that you need to hear, not necessarily the one that you want to hear. So you might have like questions that are more like based in the ego, and that's totally fine. Like questions about your finances, your love life, all that kind of stuff. But your spirit guides talk directly to your soul and what's important to your soul. So that's the message you will get today. However, like the message that you get and the answers that you are looking for are absolutely related, even though it might not look like it right away. For example, if your spirit guide is going to talk about like opening your heart chakra, and you wanted to know about your finances, how to make more money, then listen closely, because maybe opening your heart chakra allows you to be in the right place at the right moment, meet the right person, and that person is going to give you a job with a huge raise. So like there's always a connection, even if you might not see it. Just go with what they tell you, see if it resonates with you on a deeper level, and if it does, then listen to your guides and follow up with their advice and see what happens. All right, so and the last thing is how I work. So I close my eyes, and usually my head goes a little bit to the left. That happens automatically because it somehow feels like the information is coming from here. I will keep my eyes closed throughout the readings because I don't want to be distracted by looking at you. It's easier for me this way. And I will clairvoyantly see your guide, which means in my mind's eye, I will see your guide. I will tell you what they look like, and then I will give you the message. I get the message in a claircognizant way, which means like they kind of like just dump information into my brain and I just know it. And I will tell you whatever I get from your guides. So how does this work for you guys? The only thing you have to do is like make sure that you're on a compatible device or browser. In the email that I sent you with the invite, there's a link. You can click on it. It will go to a Crowdcast page where like it is exactly explained like what you need to get on here. So what I need you to do is like go to the question and answer section, which is like down here, at least on my laptop, and type Yeah, and this is a little bit of a problem because now we already had people type newbie before they even came here, and I'm not sure if they're live. Okay, we're just gonna do something else. Like go to the ask a question section and type first time. Type first time and nothing else, no questions, nothing else, just first time. So I can see right away who's new here and who is eligible to get a mini reading from you. So first time, even if you already typed newbie, ignore that, go back there to the ask a question section and type first time. Ask a question section is a different one from the chat, so don't confuse this. Ask a question section on my laptop at least is right under the book a reading button. Go there, click there, type first time, nothing else. Because if I have to read like all the questions, it takes way too long. All right, awesome. So now let's see in my notes so I don't forget anything. Right, of course. We're gonna do a quick opening prayer. So close your eyes with me and take a really deep breath in through your nose. As deep as you can. And then out through the mouth. Don't worry about making sounds. No one can hear you. And again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And relax your shoulders. And one more time, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Relax your face, your jaw, your ears, your eyes. I'm going to call on my spirit guides to come and join us in this space and help me connect with your spirit guides. I specifically call on Archangel Michael and Brother Jaguar to protect this space so only beings from the higher light and only beings who are connected to us in unconditional love can come through. I also call on your spirit guides to come and join us and use me as a channel to give you the messages that you need to hear today. And so it is. Thank you. All right, everyone, you can open your eyes again, and I will see who's new here. All right, so I'm going through the Ask a Question section. Let's see. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Okay. All right, we'll go with Pamela. And we'll go with Rian. I'm inviting you guys on screen. You'll get an invite. You will see it on your screen. You will have to accept it. And then you will hopefully appear on my screen. And then I can give you a message. I'm inviting a few people at the same time. If you come on screen, I'm already doing a reading for someone. Please mute yourself. All right, we have someone. Awesome. Let's see.
Hi, how are you?
Hi there. I'm great.
Not
How
too
are
bad,
you?
thanks. Been trying a couple of times to come through, but yeah,
Awesome.
I'm lucky tonight.
I know. I saw your name was like this time we have to do it for you. All right, so let's see. Let me close my eyes. Okay, give me like up to 30 seconds to tune in. All right, I'm already getting information, but don't see the guide yet. That happens sometimes. So let me just tell you what I get. There's something going on with your work. Like you're having like some difficulties at your work, or you're trying to find new work. Does that make sense to you? Okay. I do feel like there's I can't see your guide yet, but I do feel like it's a male energy, so it's definitely a guy guide. Let's see what else. All right, so what I'm getting is all right, there's a lot of information. But what I'm getting is it's an angel, it's a male angel, and he's telling me you are one of the people that like on a soul level, you're a warrior and a knight. So you're someone who came here on earth to either protect others or protect an idea or protect but in the end, it's really about protecting the energy field. But so you're probably like in your life, you're very protective of your family and your loved ones. You might have had jobs that had to do with protecting, like let's say security guard or police or army or something like that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, in a sense, yeah.
Know that this is like a role and like a purpose that you chose for yourself, but it's like really on a soul level. You've done this in past lives already, so there are a few past lives that you also worked as like a protector. Could be in form of a knight, for example. Could be in form of definitely a warrior. You've definitely seen a lot of like also bloodshed in your past lives. Maybe even in this life that you had like hard times, that you've seen like that you've seen violence like as a kid or growing up. I'm not sure about this one, but definitely in your past lives. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, somewhat, yes.
Let's see. For you, it's important to understand that yeah, like you're on a soul level, you have this like warrior energy, not in a sense that you actually want to go out and like go to war, but more in a sense that you're very like protective, and you would go to great lengths to protect your loved ones and to protect what you believe in. Also, let's see. It's important for you to understand that you need to work on your own beliefs and not take on other people's beliefs, because then you can be taken advantage of. A little bit like, let's say, soldiers who go out and fight for a cause and afterwards find out that like that the people that are in charge kind of used them. So they come back very disillusioned. This has happened to you in a past life. So definitely make sure that you know what you believe in and what's really worth fighting for and what isn't. Your angel, like I said, is male. He has like short, dark hair that hangs a little bit into his face. He has like an armor that is, he wears an armor that is like blue, almost metallic blue, dark blue, and silver. He has a sword, and it's a protection sword. Whenever you feel like unsafe, and that doesn't just have to be like in a physical sense, but also if you are not sure like which direction to go, or you feel like worried because you're headed into the unknown in some form, you can always call on him. Let me see if I can get a name. All right, he has a French name, Armand. So that's A-R-M-A-N-D,
Okay.
Armand. That's his name. Ah, okay. He says, look, you had a past life in France at some point. Did you ever feel like connected to France or the French language or something like that?
Not really, but let's see what the future brings.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, you did have a past life in France at some point. Well, nowadays France. Let's see, is there anything else? Okay, he also says when it comes to like job, it's important for you again, like to believe in what you work for. Like it's not good for you to have a job or like do work for something that doesn't align with your own values and beliefs, because then it will like drain you and will make like kind of like suck the energy from your life and you will not be happy. So when you have like two options, for example, you have two jobs that you can choose from, choose the one that really aligns with your own values. That's extremely important for you. Also, you have healing abilities. This is because in past lives you've seen yeah, a lot of like wounded people and also like really yeah, you've been on battlefields, let's say it like this, and you've like picked up from interesting. So what I'm seeing is like battlefields, and after the battle is done, like the healers will come in and like take care of like the ones that survived. And you picked up like a lot of knowledge from these people that came in to help. Are you aware that you have healing abilities?
Sure. No. Sure. No, it's actually a bit of a surprise to me.
Okay. Well, now you know. So maybe pick up a book on healing,
Yes,
or like take a course or a class on healing. Pick one that resonates with you and see how that goes and how it feels. It will open up new avenues to you as well. Do you have any questions?
No, sure. It's been nice talking to you. It's not so much information, but it's a lot to take in at this stage. So yeah, no, thanks so much so far.
You're very
Thanks so
welcome.
much.
All right. Thank you for coming. Let's see who's next. Yanling, yes, we all have healing abilities, of course. But some people like, well, let's say officially learned it in a past life. And so, yeah, they have it just like everyone can dance, but not everyone's going to be a world-class dancer. So yes, we all have healing abilities. We all have like self-healing abilities. But some people have it stronger than others. That's just how it is. All right, let's pick someone new. All right, so I have to go scroll all the way down again. Yanling, I'm pretty sure we had you before. If not, like, let me know. Okay, guys, again, like type first time, not newbie, because so no. Okay, well then, Yanling will pick you. Sending out invite now. And guys, if you can like be in a quiet environment, that would really help. We'll also invite Lena. All right, and Tiffany. And I'll just keep going until someone comes on screen. What else? We have someone. Yoo-hoo. Let's see who it is. Hi. So tell me, how do I pronounce your name?
Yeah.
Yanling. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Yanling. Let's see what I can do for you. All right, so for you, I have an ancestor spirit here. It's a lady, an older lady. She looks like really small, and she's also like bent over. She looks like she could be your grandmother or great grandmother or someone earlier. I'm not sure yet. She's wearing a skirt and like some kind of like slippers. I can't see them. I think she's wearing, has like a kind of like a staff to help her walk. And she's tiny, like really tiny and like bent over, like I said. This is definitely like one of, yeah, definitely an ancestor spirit, but let me see. I'm not sure if you knew her, but would this describe someone you would know? Could this be like your grandmother or great
Not
grandmother?
really, because my grandmothers are all alive right now, and my
Okay.
I've only met two great grandmothers before. One was very skinny lady, but not very short, and the other one was quite a plump lady. If I'm correct, she died from. I'm not sure if she had died, but I think it was from cancer or something, like bowel cancer. That's what my mom told me. As for my dad,
Okay. Okay. Don't tell me too much. Don't tell me too much. Just so, but definitely, like maybe ask around in your family, because she is telling me that she's an ancestor. Again, like I'm not sure. She doesn't really give me like when in like which generation, but she's definitely one of your ancestors. Um, she's also wearing a scarf on her head. She had like psychic abilities, and also healing abilities. She's telling me you have that too. She's also telling me like what from what I understand is like she lived out in the country somewhere, and she definitely like planted things either just around her house, or she was like really like a farmer. I'm not sure, but I do see her like planting things and working with the energies of the earth and even with nature spirits to help like the plants grow. So she was definitely open to the spirit world and could see things and communicate. She wouldn't like talk about it much. I don't think it was maybe the time that people would accept it or where she lived. It looks rural somehow, like she lived in a little village. But she did know, like, yeah, she knew about these things, and she had this like her entire life, this connection. She also was able to like work with animals. There were animals around her, and she would know how to like work with the nature spirits and just like her own energy to help heal the animals as well. She's here to let you know, first of all, that you have some of her abilities as well. She wants you to not be afraid of them. Okay, let me ask you, did you like as a child, did you have like weird like things happening? Maybe you saw something when you were a child or felt things and you got a
yeah,
little bit afraid? Yeah. So that's what she's basically saying. Like, don't be afraid of the things that are happening around you, that you see happening. It's like all natural. Sorry. Um, she wants you to understand that like this is a kind of like a family trait. So you got it from her basically, but there are others in your like lineage as well. You got a little bit like of the family karma in the sense that like in your lineage, the ones that had like the second sight, sometimes were had to hide it because like the outside world didn't accept it, because like I said earlier, it wasn't the time or not the right place. And so like this trying to hide it, being afraid of it a little bit, came down to you through like family karma. But she says you're the one to like let go of that, because there's nothing to be afraid of and no reason to hide. She says like in her lifetime, she like had to kind of figure it all out on her by herself. But for you, you can just like basically learn from others, learn from people that have gone this like down this path before you, and the more you understand how these things works, basically the mechanics of like how these things works, the more you will understand it and the less like scary it will be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? Yeah. So maybe, yeah, find a book, find a class about these things. I'm not sure like what your experiences are. Could be like psychic in the sense that you like know things about other people that you couldn't know if you just used your normal five senses. Could be that you actually like have seen spirits or other things. So look into like books about like psychic development and mediumship development. Both of these will help you a lot because, again, like they explain things, how it works, and that helps you to not be afraid. Do you have any questions about this?
Her name?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say, let me see if I can get a name. She's not really giving me one. So the only thing I can give you is the description that I gave you earlier. Again, I do feel this lady lived like in a rural place somewhere, maybe a tiny village. What I see is like her standing in front of her house, and I think the house is white. It's a really tiny house, and like her little garden where she plants like the things that she would eat. I do feel she had a husband, and I do feel she had like quite a few kids.
Is it possible?
And I do feel.
Is it possible to ask whether it was in the maybe in the 18th century or 17th century, something like that?
Let's see. I do feel it's newer than that, like closer to now, but I'm not sure. It's hard to pinpoint by just seeing like this one picture because I really just see the wall. I don't see the rest of the house. Okay, so this is just like a guess. So this is coming from me, like maybe 100 years ago, maybe a little bit more, but not much more. What I do also feel is that like her kids kind of like left wherever she was living and went like to like bigger cities or even other countries. I'm not sure, but and her husband, like she survived her husband, definitely. So maybe I'll ask around in your family if someone recognizes the description. If someone does, let me know. Of course, I'm curious about it. But do know like this person is with you, and actually like there's more like ancestors around you. Like all the ones that had like these abilities are around you to help you with this. So if you feel like you don't know like how to take the experiences that you have, or if you are like a little scared or confused about it, you can call on them, and like you will they will come and help
Is
you.
it all right if I ask something? I have been
Yes.
feeling a few like spirits maybe in my room, and I'm unsure if they are ancestors or other spirits of lower vibration, because sometimes I feel things staring at me. So I don't really like that feeling. I do ask for Archangel Michael to come in and take away lower energy spirits, but I still do have that
Yes.
fear. I cannot really see spirits, but I do feel them and maybe see them at the corner of my eyes,
Yeah.
something like that. Just want to add on because I really like the information you gave me because it resonates with me, but it's odd because my family pretty much has very little psychic abilities. Like they don't really appreciate the spiritual stuff. So in my family right now, I'm the one who got started on everyone on the spiritual journey and let them know of all this psychic stuff and all this spiritual things that they never knew about, even my parents, yeah, grandparents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Like in your family, there were definitely like, and I feel it's like mostly women that had like these abilities, but it's not. So it is in your lineage, but it doesn't mean that everyone in your family understands it or is even interested in it. So sometimes it also skips like a generation. So it would be grandmother, granddaughter, granddaughter, granddaughter. So yeah, that's not very surprising that the rest in your family is not very much into it, and that you are the one to introduce this topic. About the spirits that you feel in your room, let me see. All right, so I can't tell you what exactly they are, but I don't feel like there is anything malicious or anything threatening. I would recommend, and again, this is coming from me, I would recommend that you, next time you feel it, to just like, because you say you mostly feel it, focus on the feeling and just feel like, yes, maybe you're a little bit scared, but that might just be because you don't know what it is. So go past the fear and feel their energy. Feel if it's like a positive energy, if it's like a neutral energy, or if they're actually sending you like negative energy. And don't forget, like there's a difference between your fear and them being negative. So get to know, like, see it as a lesson. Like there's nothing that can harm you, because I don't feel it's like malicious again. But even if they're like a little lower entities, they can't harm you. And if you just use them basically to learn, you can learn the difference between fear and what their energy is actually like. So, and if you feel that they're not connected to you like in love, then you can just say, hey, listen, guys, I don't think you're connected to me in unconditional love, leave. And then you can call in Archangel Michael and your ancestors, and they will remove them. Let's see. All right, so your spirit guide says to, you can also work with crystals, like have like some protection crystals like tourmaline, put them in the corners of your like room or house, and that will also be a protection. And she says like it's not even necessary that you do it, but just because it will like make you feel safer, it basically activates your own security system, and that's what's important about it. Like do anything that helps you to feel safe, whatever it is, like be it like working with crystals, and they do work, be it calling Archangel Michael, again, that definitely helps, and he's great for this kind of stuff. Call in your ancestors, do anything that helps you to deal with your fear. And then, because like once you like kind of like have your fear in check, then you can actually feel the energy of their beings and see who they are, what they are, why they are there, what they want, if you can help them or if you can't help them, if you have to send them away or not. And that's important.
It's normal to feel fear towards my ancestors as well, right?
It depends. Like some people, because of like how we grow up, like for example, some people grew up like with the Catholic faith, and Catholicism tells us that it's not a good thing to communicate with spirits, or at least like some parts of the Bible say that. Other parts of the Bible actually say that you should develop your psychic gifts. But that's a different topic. So, but some people basically grow up with like either their family or society as a whole telling them that it's a bad thing, that like if you can see these things, like they're all like devils, and it's all negative. So we grow up with this fear, and sometimes it's just unconscious or subconscious, and we don't even know that's why we're fearful. So yes, it is normal to be fearful if you have like this influence. Other people, for example, me, like I've never had this influence from the Catholic Church in what way so ever, and I've never like been fearful. So for me, it's like hard to give you the right answer because I've never had this. But I know that lots and lots and lots of people have this and have to first go through their fear to be able to communicate in a neutral way without their fear being in the way. So yes, and also it's like it's healthy because just like when you meet a stranger, you don't just like invite any stranger into your house. Obviously, you first want to get to know them, and maybe like if you like their energy, then you're gonna have coffee together, and maybe then you're gonna go for dinner, and then you might invite them into your house. So it's the same with any kind of guides or spirits that you feel or see or hear. Like get to know them a little bit. Feel their energy, and next time you can maybe ask them a question and see what their reaction is. Like, what's the vibe that comes from them? Same as with people. It's really exactly the same thing. So yes, it's absolutely normal to not be like, yay, come all in. That's healthy. So I hope this helps you.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming. You're very, very welcome. All right, let's see. All right, let's find someone else. For anyone who's new, come, go to the Ask a Question section and type in first time. So I know nothing else, no questions, nothing, because I don't have the time to read through all your questions. I'll do a question and answers session in it soon. And then you can ask me all the questions you have about like your experiences with spirit guides, or if you're not sure about your experiences or how things work. I'll do that then. Now I'm just doing the readings. All right, so I'm going to invite Alex. And I'm going to invite, who else is here? Shantavia, I hope I'm saying your name right. Again, you'll get an invite. You'll see the invite. You'll have to accept it, and then you'll come on screen. All right, I'm also going to invite Melanie. And let's see who else. And I'm really just picking like, yeah, we have someone. Let's
you
see
got two.
who's here. Hi. Awesome. Yes, even better. Hi. So I'll mute Shantavia for now, and we'll go with Melanie first.
I'm fine.
I'm
thank you.
great. How are you?
I'm from New York City.
Where are you from? Ah, that's what I thought. I saw you and I was like, she's from New York City. All right, let's see. Same in here as earlier. Like I can't see your guide yet, but I'm already getting information. The information is that you are an ambassador, which means that you kind of like connect different groups of people with each other. So, for example, people with different interests, and you have both interests, and somehow you bring them together, or people that live in different neighborhoods, or people from different backgrounds or cultures, or somehow you bring groups together and people together. Do you
Makes a lot
understand
of
that?
sense.
Does that make sense to you? Okay. Let's see. All right, so I'm also already getting that, like, throughout your childhood, you probably like felt like the odd one out in certain situations. Know that this happened because basically you were the ambassador that was put into a group of people that you felt weren't quite your people, but that's because you were supposed to like bring that energy from like your essence and your soul group to that other group of people. I hope I'm explaining this
It's making
in a way
sense.
that makes sense to you. Yes, okay. But I'm also getting that you've like worked on this and you understand this as well, like and you really worked on getting to know yourself, and you also you kind of know your own strengths and weaknesses. I'm still not seeing your guide, so I'll just keep going with what I get from your guide. You're a strong communicator, probably also something with like creativity, like an artist or like music or writer. Like self-expression is really important to you. And it's definitely part of your purpose here too. So like through your self-expression, you bring down like from the higher realms energies and you give them a form. And so basically you work as a channel, but not in the sense like a channel that like not in the sense as I do it, but more in the sense of like putting it into form, and people like might buy your artwork, for example, and they don't know it, but like in reality, they buy like this energy and they are attracted by this energy that you channel for them. Now I'm curious, are you an artist or a
and I can
writer or
draw,
a
but I'm
musician?
more drawn to writing.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. All right, now I really want to see your guide. Come on, show yourself. All right, I do know that like your guide has wings. It's very connected to like communication and the element of air. All right, it's a dragon. Interesting. I don't think I've had a dragon before. So it's a dragon. It's a it's a really cute one. Like it's a small one. At least that's the way. Like it's a male, and he's showing me himself as like being maybe this big, and he's actually sitting on your shoulder, on your right shoulder. Yeah. And And he's kind of like he shows himself a little bit like maybe as like as if he were in a Disney movie. Oh, I remember. Like, have you ever seen the movie Mulan?
Yes.
I think it's a Disney movie. Yeah, I think there's also like this little dragon.
Super
That's what he
cute.
reminds me of. Yes. So he's sitting on your right shoulder, and he's like, funny little dude. He makes you laugh. He's definitely one like a joy guide, what some people call a joy guide, which is like a guide who will bring joy and will make you laugh, but also is like very wise. He's also telling me like you're like a really smart person. Like as a child, people would note that you're smart. You also like to read and learn things. Is that correct? So yeah, he's saying like you're totally on the right path. Like keep going, especially with your creative endeavors, because that's important. Again, like that's how you channel like energy into this realm. That's your purpose. So keep going with that. And there's like, of course, there might be things in your life that you're not completely happy with, but he says like there's nothing that can really hold you back. So just keep going, keep focused. And he says, yeah, you're pretty aware like of yourself, and you are like working on yourself constantly. And he says he's also responsible for like bringing opportunities and good luck into your life. So good guy to have. So I hope this helps you.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming. You're very welcome. All right, so now we have, let me unmute you.
You can say
How do I
the
say
way
your
you
name?
said it or Shantavia.
Okay, Shantavia. Awesome. All right, let's see. All right, so you have a spirit guide that shows itself as a human. It's definitely a woman, and she shows herself as a priestess, like she's dressed as a priestess. She's almost all in white. I think there's some like light blue as well. I'm trying to get a name. Give me a sec. Okay, it's not entirely clear, but I think it's like either Marian or Marian, because it sounds like it's like, it sounds to me like she's kind of like from Europe or lived there. So it's like in the way she says it is more European than it would be in the US. So it's like Marian. Okay, she says like just let's shorten it. She says just call her Mari. So that's Mari. Yeah, definitely a priestess. She's telling me that you're someone like you're more quiet, you're more reserved, but like you're very deep. Like you think. How do I say this? So when like you observe a lot and you take in a lot of like an information, and from all the information you learn a lot, like without like even saying anything. You just understand situations and people on a very deep level.
Okay.
Also, like you're someone, you need to devote yourself to something to be really happy. That could be like a cause, or it could be a belief system or something. Like you have to, yeah. How do I explain this? If you don't have something that you can give your whole heart to, then you're not completely happy.
Yes.
Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you? Okay. So like your guide is saying to absolutely make sure that when you devote yourself to something, to not like devote yourself completely to a person. And of course, like, for example, like in relationships, we devote ourselves to someone else, but to not do it to the point that you lose yourself and lose yourself in another person. Because you have like this like character, and that's because like in a past life you also were a priestess, not just once. So for you it's natural to like kind of like completely go into this like feeling of devotion. But if you do that with people, it can like you can get hurt in the end. This daily spiritual practice for you is also very important. Could be meditation is always good. Like this goes for everyone. So meditation or prayer would be really beneficial if you did do that like right when you wake up, and maybe even again before you go to sleep. It doesn't have to take much time, can just be a few minutes a day. But that will like set up your day for you in a way that like the energy flows the way you want it to. Like it basically sets an intention for your life. There's a strong connection to, I think, Isis. Have you ever felt drawn
No.
to the goddess Isis? Maybe look into it. Let me check if it's really Isis. Give me a sec. Yeah, pretty sure. So look into that. Maybe Google
Okay.
her, see if it resonates. I do get the feeling like in your past life when you were a priestess, you were a priestess of Isis. So if that resonates, yeah, it's just like see if you can find that connection again. Also, like because you are connected to Isis, there's generally like a strong bond to like the female principle of life. Also, you are like someone, you're very like, you have a very like, how do I say this? Independent and kind of like sovereign energy around you. And this is also because you were a priestess in a past life, because priestesses often had like, obviously were independent in a sense that they weren't married, didn't have families, and didn't oftentimes even depend on like the societal rules. They kind of stood out like outside of that. So in that sense, independent. And you still have that also like this like very like centered energy, like you are very centered in yourself, and therefore have like this very peaceful and calm energy that people really appreciate. And I'm sure people have told you this before, that they like being around you because like you like just by being around you they feel calmer and more peaceful.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, again, she's saying like for you, it's definitely important to have like a spiritual practice every day. Again, could be like meditation, prayer, yoga would also be really good. Something that connects you with like the inner divine spark inside of you. And as long as you do that, like you're definitely on the right path. As long as you can find that, feel that divine spark inside of you, you're definitely on the right path. There's also something going on with your like work, like same as with Rian. Are you looking to change jobs, or are you looking for a new job, or not happy in your job, something like that?
Career, kind of.
Ah, okay. Are you working as an assistant to someone?
Not really. I don't really have a job as of right now.
Or
I'm still in school.
Ah, okay. Okay. Ah, okay. Let me see. Why do I see
Well,
this?
I guess that could make sense, kind of, actually.
So what I'm like, what I feel is like you're someone, maybe it's more about service. Like, I don't know, like you're someone, you need to feel like you're being of service. Maybe not necessarily to one person, but generally like you don't just live your life for yourself. You like to know that you make a difference in the world. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to jobs, definitely always make sure that like it is something that makes you feel like you're being of service, because that's important to you. Do you have any questions?
Is there a specific way she would like me to connect with her?
Let me ask. Yes, through your like daily spiritual practice. So when you like meditate or do yoga or like prayer, and prayer doesn't have to be like in a traditional religious sense, just to make that clear. You can just make up your own prayers, and it's basically just like, yeah, connecting with the divine. So some people say like meditating is listening to the divine and praying is talking to the divine. So you actually need both, and then it's a conversation. So while you do this, or yoga, like I said, or anything like that, whatever makes sense to you, while you do this, that's when you can communicate with her. So for example, when you meditate, center yourself, feel your own energy and your own vibration and your own aura. And once you feel centered and balanced in yourself, then you can talk to her. And for you, it would even be beneficial to like have like certain clothes when you do this, like your meditations. Like it could just be a certain shirt or something like that. Doesn't have to be fancy, just because like when you always wear the same clothes, like it assists you in building that energy field that connects you. And also like if you have like one spot in your house, could be like a chair or a corner or even like a closet. Like if you have a bigger closet that you can sit in and meditate, awesome. And have that be like your spiritual space. Because again, if you always do it like at the same time, in the same spot, with the same clothes, with the same kind of crystals around you, you build this energy field, and you keep building it. It makes it stronger. All right, awesome.
Thank you.
I hope this helps you and serves you. You're very welcome. And thank you for coming. All right, guys, it's at least here it's 7. If you didn't get a reading today, like, come back next time. I will send out an invite again via email. Don't give up. I can't do everyone, obviously. There's too many people. Also check out like the private readings that I do. Again, the button is down here. It's greenish and says book a reading. If you feel called to do so, you can book it there. And also, if you have any questions for me, come join my Facebook group. It's called Spirit Guide School. You can find it on Facebook as Spirit Guide School, or you can go to spiritguideschool.com. That will redirect you to the Facebook group. And there you can ask me any questions. If you have questions like for me specifically, please tag me, otherwise I might not see it. But also if you have general questions, like there's lots of people in there that have similar experiences and that can help. We're all experts of our own lives and can help each other. So join me there. And did I forget anything? I hope not. Oh yeah, my website, spiritguides.co. That's where you can find me. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and I see you next time.